Hey, how you doing? I'm Derrick, and this is going to be about building your personal development plan. It's like a step-by-step process. Sorry about this, my screen is in the way, but transfer your life with structured growth. So the reason I made this is for people like myself, or my younger self, who need ways or need a way to develop their self-improvement process. So that's really the reason why I created this. But let's go to now the question at the top. Why you should care about having a personal development plan. Number one, improve clarity and focus. Now, what do I mean by that? By seeing something in front of you, you can know where your path is at. If you don't see it, if you just say you want to do something, but you don't write it down, or you don't have like a plan to do it, how are you going to actually achieve that? The second one is self awareness and reflection. That means actually being aware of the things that you have going on instead of kind of going with the flow. You have a plan, you have a structure of how you want to do things. And you also constantly reflect back on things that you accomplish over time by paying attention to your personal development plan. But we'll get more into that later. And third one is motivation. Seeing this, seeing your progress over times through every single day that you do this plan and you develop more and more as years go by, it gives you motivation because you see where you came from to where you can go to. And also to serve as a guide. Because like I said before, right, if you don't have a path for where you want to go and you just kind of go with the flow, that's not going to work for you. Now, what is a personal development plan? A PDP or personal development plan outlines specific goals and actions designed to enhance your personal and professional life. So there's a roadmap for self improvement by identifying areas of development and strategies to achieve them. As you can see, this is mine. Got the way. As you can see, this is mine right here to be developed. It's things that I want to achieve right here. My expected goal is what I want to, or pretty much my expected goal, what I want to get done. And the action I will make is just things that I will do to achieve those objectives. So, for example, my public speaking, I will constantly step out of my comfort zone to speak to others, and I will also speak up during weekly meetings about my team's future objectives. Now, success criteria is dealing with, how can I say, what will you use to better yourself? As in, like, how will you know that you actually accomplished it? For me, it's being able to speak confidently in front of a crowd of people. Now, how are you going to apply this for training recruits and for presentations? It's pretty much an example of mine. You can use it and go by it. It's just a draft. Now let's go to the steps. That first one is self-assessment. The first step is understanding where you currently stand at. Now, by that means pretty much this is an example I found on Google, right? It's not nothing serious you can go by. You don't have to actually have a list. It's just something you can be aware of yourself, right? You need to know yourself and seek self improvement. It means finding out about yourself and what you actually want in your life, which means if you look over here, evaluating your strengths and weaknesses and identifying areas of improvement for improvement. You can do that by asking your friends or family if you want to, or you can just look within yourself. Step two is setting goals. Define your clear and achievable goals. To do this, that you can utilize this thing called SMART goals. It's a new thing, but SMART goals, S stand for specific and clear, M measurable, A achievable, R relevant and recorded, and T time bound. Now to give you an example, let's say that you want to be, let's say, a basketball player. That is specific and clear. You want to be a basketball player. How will you measure that? You measure it by how well you do in practice. If you made 1 point in a game, the next game you made 2 points. The game afterwards, you made 3 points. That's how you measure that. A, is it achievable? Is it feasible? Do we have control or influence over it? You have control over it, but influence is kind of you. You have to be that person to actually put yourself out there to be looked at by the NBA. Is it relevant and recorded? So like I said before, it can be recorded because each and every single basketball game you play, each one of those things that you do is recorded down the line. And what is a time frame for you to get all this done? So if you started this task or your goal is to be a basketball player when you was 12, a realistic time frame would maybe be 18 to 24, somewhere along those lines. Step three is identify resources. Identify what resources you need to achieve your goals. It can be things like books, courses, mentors, tools, or technologies. For me, right, I personally got into Adonis School with Hamza, if you heard of him. It helped me out a lot when it comes to a lot of different things. I also read a lot of books in my life. So over time, that knowledge helped me develop myself to become a more better individual. The next one is you need to create an action plan. Now, let's go back up. Now, for this, right, I want you to have a daily, weekly, and monthly task you can do and prioritize the tasks or prioritize your actions based on importance and urgency. So, let's say that at work, you have a task to finish a project given month, but you also have a task to finish a project and you have a week. Which one do you think you would do first? The one a week, right? So just be smart with it and don't and try your best to not be dumb when you do it. That makes sense. Now, like in the beginning and before, you can use this. You can use this as like an action plan. The actions I would make, you can use that to go by. Number five, implement your plan. Start executing your plan. So by that, you need to set the calendar date for each and every single time that you want to achieve your goal and plan out every single day. You can use a planner or app to track your progress. For me personally, I use my calendar. As you can see, I put a calendar here. And I also use my phone notes as well as a paper that I write down my goals on. Step six, monitor and review. Set milestones weekly and monthly for where you want to see yourself or where you think you want to see yourself. It's better to overset than underset. Because if you overset, that means you're more closer to achieving a bigger goal. If you underset, you're just it's good you achieved it, but you know you could do a little bit more. And also take the time to actually reflect on things that you did over time. And so you can see ways you can improve and things that you did correctly and just adjust from there. And step seven, stay motivated. Keep motivation high and on the track. Now, for me, I'm in Discord for like-minded men like yourself who looking at videos like this because you want to be better and you want to grow into the individual that you want to look up to when you was a younger kid. Now, if you'd like to join that, then it'd be first link in the description, and it would be a win-win for both of us. Now, for this, to stay motivated, right? Reward yourself for small victories. So things like wake up in the morning, or let's say that you went from in the gym, you went from bench pressing 135 to bench pressing 150. Celebrate that win. Go for like a pizza night or something. Don't be dumb, but try to go for a pizza night in order to celebrate that win. And also find a support group or an accountability partner. It could be a close friend or family. For me, I personally found it would be better to use an online community because I'm an introvert. So I tend to not really talk to my friends about my goals, and it's better for me to kind of talk to someone else who don't know me compared to someone who else know me. If you think it's weird, I don't know. It's just introvert things, pretty much. And this one are some common mistakes to avoid. Avoid some of these when creating your personal development plan. Setting unrealistic goals. Don't set nothing that's too far high left, high right. Make it utilize the smart goal method in order to make things a little bit more easier for you when you setting your plans and goals. And try your best to stay consistent. Like I said before, having that support group or joining a community or having that friend can help you stay consistent with your goals. Because if you get them also on with this journey with you, then you'll both be staying consistent with each other. Now, this is the end. You now have a step-by-step process on building your personal development plan. It's this quote by this person named Jocko Willink. He's pretty much a motivation speaker, a Navy SEAL, a business owner, entrepreneur, a podcast. He's everything. But this quote says, stop researching every aspect of it and reading about it and debating all the pros and cons of it and start doing it. What do you think that means? And why do you think I put that quote there? The reason it's there is because most people tend to wait until that last moment to make that action. They tend to wait until the environment is right or they feel like it's a good time to do it. There's never a really good time to do anything. The best time to start is now. And that's the reason why I create this. But thank you for listening to this. And I hope you get something from it. If you think your friend, brother, coworker, or anybody else can benefit from this, please send this to them as well. But thank you for listening and stay motivated.